Hello, I'm Charles Moffat, and today it's time for another book review. Another book unboxing video. Yes, that's what we're doing today. It's a book unboxing video. But please, in the meantime, do go visit my website or buy some books. That's also good too. Anyway, let's get to it. What do we have here? Well, it's a package that came in the mail, and it was a little bit damaged for some silly reason. I don't know how that got damaged. That's interesting. Anyway, somebody damaged it. And when I opened it up, I found a book. So here's the book. And what else was in it? It's like, okay, well, yeah, okay. Fresh meals, nice bookmark. Okay. I do like Lonely Planet books, by the way. I do like their books. I have one for like Korea and another one for Japan and another one for China. Yeah, so those are some good books. Anyway, this here is a book by R.S. Penney, and the character is called Desa Kincaid. Desa. I think it's pronounced Desa. Who's apparently a bounty hunter. Anyway, so that's the character. Now this is more into the realm of not fantasy, but steampunk. So yeah, if you're into steampunk, this is possibly a book for you. But I opened the thing, and I turned to flip the page over, and what's this? Well, it's a little bit of damage on the book itself. So somehow this book's got ripped open. Okay? Because this should not be like that. Okay? That should not be like that. Yeah? So the box got ripped open somehow during transit. And then this book got damaged. So, hello, book depository. We're looking at you. What's going on here? Yeah. Okay, so let's have a good look at this book. So, Desa Kincaid has spent the last 10 years in pursuit of a man whose experiments have killed over a dozen people. I'm using my sexy voice for this. Blessed with the power to transform ordinary objects into devastating weapons, she journeys through trading ports, backwater towns, forests, deserts, and the haunted remains of a dead city. But can she stop her enemy before he unleashes something terrible on the world? This is the large print edition. Oh yeah, I do like the large print version. I do that with my my sword and sorcery books. I make them all large print because people who read sword and sorcery are a lot older these days, and they can't see that well. So making them large print actually makes a lot of sense. So yes, large font and typeface for easy reading. Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing about it. It's not just a matter of the font. You want to pick a typeface that is easy for them to read. That's the other issue here. There's a number of rules that you're supposed to hop through. It's not just a matter of making the font bigger. You need to also make the font easy to read. Okay. So you have to choose a nice, easy font to read. And ideally, you want to apparently put the chapters like this in the middle, so it's easier to spot. And you just want to like do things like that to make everything easier. Okay, so this is like a post-apocalyptic steampunk sci-fi book. Yeah, I don't normally buy books like these. I'm much more of a fantasy person. Oh, I was hoping for a map. Okay, go straight into the. Okay, no map, but I have a hunch. Let's see here. Is this just set on Earth? You know, so it's a post-apocalyptic book set on Earth. If we just glance through here, does it say the names of any towns or cities that we might recognize? Looking. Boop. I'm not seeing anything. I'm guessing it's set on Earth, but you never know. It could be set on Mars. Would it make that much of a difference if it's set on Mars? Probably not that big of a deal. Ooh, what was that? It's one of these books that are split into parts. Oh dear. Okay. So, yeah, that's a thing. Yep. You got part 1, part 2, part 3, things like that. Some authors do that. I don't fully understand why some authors like to do that. Like I know, like, okay, if there was a big time gap, I could see doing it where it's like, okay, like a couple of years go by and you go from part 1 and part 2. Like, okay, if you look at like the new Dune movie that came out recently, that's part 1 of 2, depicting the first book in the series. Okay? And there's a big time gap between part 1 and part 2. Okay? Part 1, the kid's fairly young. He's just still a teenager. Part 2, it's like years and years later. He's like married and everything. And yeah, it makes sense why there's a part 2 in that. Okay? I don't think it makes a lot of sense if you go straight from part 1 to part 2 and there's not a lot of sense of what actually happened in between. Like if it was like a couple months go by or a couple of years go by, sure, that makes sense. But if it's just like the next day, why are you separating your book into the parts? You know? Yeah. It's just this is basically just more advertising for the book depository. Okay, yeah. And then I guess this is like a promo thing that they have going with HelloFresh. Okay. This is my promo thing that I have going. It says, hey, this is my business card. Why don't you, go buy some of my books? That sort of thing. Anyway, I know I've never read any of the R.S. Penney's books before, so I don't know what it's going to be like. I do like the fact that it's large print. I find large print is so much easier to read. Like even though I do wear glasses when I'm reading and it's like not that big of a deal to me, but it is so much easier to like just flip through the pages and then like get from one chapter to the next, I find, when it is larger print. How long are these chapters, by the way? I do find that interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay, so the chapters aren't too long. They're not like terrible long. But they're not like terribly short either. If you saw my other video that I did earlier today, the chapters in Moby Dick. Wow, these things are amazing. Okay, so you get to a Moby Dick chapter and it's like, that's it. You got one part of that's like this and that. That's one chapter. Okay? And then you go to another chapter and it's like, okay, this and that. And that was a chapter. Oh, here's another chapter. Just a page and a bit. It's just, those are chapters. It's basically just covering one scene. Which I don't mind if it's like one scene, but my gosh, like make your scenes longer or something. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, there's a very different style of writing going on in here than what we consider to be normal these days. Although it is a very good book, by the way. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have to read this sometime. In the meantime, everybody have a happy holidays. All that stuff is coming along. I'm looking forward. I'm happy that NaNoWriMo is over. Yes. I wrote a novella, a novel, and then I started another novel. So, yeah, NaNoWriMo was very busy for me. I wrote 102,000 words during November. That was crazy. And that's not counting the stuff I had previously done in terms of the novel, like I finished back in the summer and earlier in the year. Yeah, it's when you get to NaNoWriMo and you actually push yourself, you can finish a novel easily. Yeah. All right, I gotta go, and bye-bye.